And today's oracle cards that I'll be doing started. So welcome everyone, no matter where you are in the world. Hope you're having an amazing morning, an amazing afternoon, or an amazing evening. And today's oracle cards that I'll be doing are the Mystical Shaman Oracle Cards. They're the cards that I'll be reading today, the Mystical Shaman Oracle Cards. So as you guys know, before I start with any of the cards, obviously I cleanse them with Palo Santo or white sage before I cut the cards and start going. So what I do is I put in a good intention. So, and if any of these cards resonate with you guys, let me know. Send me a comment and let me know. Okay, so I'm going to get started. So I'll cut the first cards. Okay, so I'm just going to burn some white sage here. I've just got them in small pieces in here. So I'm just going to burn some white sage and cleanse the cards. Okay. So before I turn the card over, I cleanse the card and put a good intention. The circle. The circle. Now with these mystical shaman oracle cards, there's two ways of reading these cards. If they actually come out upright, you actually read the invitation. If they actually came out upside down, you read the medicine. So in this case, it came out the right side up, so I'll be reading the invitation. The circle, the essence, unification, interconnectedness, and a sense of continuum is what this card implies. The circle reminds us we are all one, dancers in a unified, continuous, inclusive circle. This card reminds us of the circle of life and the evolving self, ever changing and always connected, human spirit, nature, the cosmos, and all intrinsically connected. The invitation. When the circle appears, it reminds you that you are connected to everything and everyone, including spirit. Spirit's essence beats your heart and inspires you to co-create your world, knowing that you have purpose in this world. Imagine even a smile to the stranger can change the course of life. When the circle invites you to dance in the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings greater value than you can know. Stay the course, keep dancing, and all will be well. Isn't it amazing? Because the circle is basically saying, it's a circle of life, but it's not just a circle of life as in, death and rebirth, but in our own lives. Our own lives is a continuous circle. We're connected. We are all one. And we're connected to nature, we're connected to Mother Earth, we're connected to other souls, other spirits around us. What we don't realize is that we are all connected somehow. Yes, we've got different personalities and different characteristics, no matter what's happening in our lives, but we are all, connected. So that's what it's basically saying. Just keep dancing in the circle of life. Keep going forward. You're doing the right thing. No matter what it is, no matter who you are in this world, just keep doing what you're doing. So I quite like that, because we forget that we are part of someone else. We do use the terms, and sometimes the terms are used very easily, brothers and sisters. But if you look at it, we are all family, we're all connected somehow or another. So I quite like that. So the invitation, imagine even a smile to a stranger can change the course of a life. So even if you smile to someone today, maybe if you go out today, you go shopping or something, depending where you are in the world, obviously, we're in most places are still wearing masks. But if it's someone that you can smile, I know it's very hard you've got to squint your eyes even more when you have a mask on, but you don't know what that person's going through. And then just sending across, just even a smile, just can really make someone's day. So I love the first card. I think it's an awesome one, the circle, because we forget we're part of spirit. We forget we're part of, nature, ourselves, and everything around us. So yeah, and let me know if these cards resonate with you guys. I really like to know. So I'm going to now shuffle the cards a little bit more, and then I'm going to turn over the second card. So let me know, guys, where you guys are tuning in from around the world too. I like to know where people are, watching in from as well. So again, I'm going to cut the cards first before I pull out the next card. And before I turn it over, I'm going to cleanse it with some white sage. And it's crazy because the white sage is still burning. I don't know if you see it here, but it's still burning. It's beautiful. I love the smell of white sage. It's such a powerful tool to use for cleansing anything really. Hi, Lindsay. Hi. Yeah, sure, Lindsay. I'll just read this one and I'll pull out the third card. Normally I do two, but Lindsay, I'll do a third card for you. So, Taming the Wind. Now, like I said before, these cards can be read two ways. So obviously, if it was face up, I would read the invitation. Because it's come out face down, I will read the medicine. So I'm just going to read this one first. So Taming the Wind. The essence. Here the feather, a symbol that is used in clearing ceremonies for smudging, reminds you of the sacred commitment you made to your life. This is a symbol of consciously bringing the spiritual into the material, infusing the world with reverence and acknowledgement of the higher plans of existence that influence and animate all life. The feather is a symbolic reminder of deliberating, entering into a partnership with the Great Spirit to co-create for the highest good for all. The medicine. It's time to clean up any misunderstanding with others, clear the air after disagreements, and allow others to share their side of things. You are called now to be a good listener. This is not a time to be right. It's a time for you to understand rather than be understood. Good things come out of this restraint of tongue and pen. You will be surprised at how things get resolved when you allow for all sides to have value. So it's basically saying, it's time to listen to other people. It's time to clear the air. And isn't it crazy? Because like most of you guys know, I do a lot of cleansing. I use a lot of sage and Palo Santo and things like that. But I do it. It's not just to cleanse the cards, the oracle cards, but I use, we just this morning, my husband actually did a sage cleanse of the home. So we cleanse that space, because what happens is, by creating a beautiful space in your home or around you, in your environment, it creates a place where you can be honest and really listen to other people. So like it says, if there's been any misunderstanding, just let the other person explain themselves, because sometimes we think that we have the right answer. But there's a saying that goes, would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? So, and a lot of us would rather be right. We're like that. We're determined to be right. We're determined to show, no, I am right. But really what it does is it doesn't create a good environment. It creates an off balance. So what it's basically saying is sit back this time and listen. And another thing my husband loves saying as well, that's why we've got two, well, it's not his saying, of course, but it's why we've got two ears and one mouth, so we can and listen. So I quite like that. But I love the way it actually says to interact with the cleansing, to bring in Great Spirit, bring in your ancestry, bring in all their spirit guides, you know, throughout your life. So a great cleansing. And just down below, you'll see, if anyone on Instagram is interested, go to www.sacredsmudge.me and you'll find all the information about even how I actually learned. I learned from my Peruvian teacher how to cleanse. But it's not just cleansing the energy. It was how to cleanse the energy, but also how to connect with the spirit, how to connect with your belongings and other people through smudging correctly. So that's, you know, that's what I learned as well. So I quite like that. So the second card is all about taming the wind, sitting back and let someone else be able to explain themselves. And if there is a little bit of friction or if there's a little bit of uneasiness in your home, make sure you go and smudge the place. It's a really good tool to use because, like I said, not only does it clear unwanted energies, but it helps you reconnect with the people around you as well. So yeah, let me know if that card resonated with you. Now I'm going to read, I'm going to pull out number 13 for Lindsay. So good to see you, Lindsay. Hope you're having an amazing morning or an afternoon or an evening. I believe you're overseas, so I would say late afternoon, if not evening. So I'm going to just shuffle the cards again and then I'm going to pull out the 13th card. So yeah, so if any of these cards resonate with you or if you want some more information about how to smudge, just let me know. As I said, the link's down below anyway. So I'm going to pull out the 13th card. Okay. And again, before I turn it over, I will cleanse it with some white sage and then we'll see which way, whether we're going to read the medicine or the invitation. So, soul retrieval. Soul retrieval. Okay, and it came the right way up, so I'll be reading the invitation. So first I'll read the essence and then I'll read the invitation. Okay, the essence. Soul retrieval is a practice that helps you recover a part of yourself, your energy, your enthusiasm, or your innocence that you have lost. At first, we'll use soul retrieval to recover from our hurts and heal our childhood wounds. Later, we learn to journey to recover our original nature, the self that never left the Garden of Eden, who still speaks to the rivers, to the trees, and to the God. When we return to Eden, we are whole again. The invitation. You are no longer fragmented. You are one with creation. You have healed the cause of the pain you feel, so do not need to dwell on it any longer. Really, it's true. If you are still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted with the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. Wow, that is so great. I love that, soul retrieval, because the thing is we forget to really connect back to ourselves. And what we do is we're broken in pieces. And I love the way it says to go back to the Garden of Eden. It's basically for me saying go back to when everything was your innocence, your child, because that's where it starts from. That's where it's, you know, yes, I'm glad that did, because that's where it actually stems from. If you guys don't realize that some of our, not all of us, but some of our childhood traumas we bring into our adulthood. But if you really go back into the child and you really can sit there and meditate and actually connect with your inner child, we've all heard the saying of your inner child. reconnect where everything was so innocent, everything was okay, everything was just beautiful, it was all about love and nothing else, then what we can do is we can say to that child, look at you now, you're okay, you're okay. Because what happens is that child doesn't know what's going to happen, you know. And I always, you know, when I talk about my own childhood, it wasn't exactly, you know, roses and petals, but I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the only one that went through that. But I remember I had to do that. I had to go back to my childhood, and I had to look at my youngest self, my little girl, and say, oh my God, you're an amazing woman now, you know, so don't be scared anymore, because what that does, it brings us down. But then also I love the fact that it says if you've had something that's wounded you lately, you know, if something has hurt you lately or in the past, we tend to carry that. And, you know, I'd be the first one to put my hand up and say that I've done that myself. You know, I've allowed hurts from so many years ago and carry them, and it does nothing for you. It actually makes you even more sick. And the thing is, we still procrastinate. We still like to stir that little pot up of, you know, an old hurt, an old feeling. But what it's saying is that wound is now healed. Move on. But what we tend to do is we create it into what we call a story, where what we do is we tell ourselves and we tell others, oh, look at me, I'm a child, I'm a wounded person, look at me. And we stay in that, you know, that we stay in that area of our lives and we don't move forward. And what that does, it doesn't create anything good for us. If anything, it just, you know, we surround ourselves with people that are going to keep, you know, confirming that, yes, you poor thing, you got hurt, you know. No, that's an old story. We have to move away from the old story. And the moment you can move away from an old story or an old wound and go back to the Garden of Eden, go back to nature, go back, ground yourself. A great way to do that is if you're in near nature, or if you've got a backyard or front yard with some grass, take your shoes off and ground yourself. If you don't have anything like that, get some crystals and ground yourself with that. Because what it does is it just brings you back to your, you know, to your inner child, brings you back, and it allows you to see the innocence throughout. And you are connected with creation. We forget that. We so forget that. So let me know if that resonated with you today, Lindsay, because it's such a beautiful card, you know. So stop looking into old wounds. Why do we look into old wounds? Because that's the old part of that's the old brain that even keeps telling us that, oh, you know, that happened to me, poor me. And if I look at everything that ever happened to me, I could probably write a couple of books, but it's not about that. What I did was I was able to look at what happened to me and where I am now. I'm glad it resonated with you, Lindsay, because what it does is it just, yeah, you know, we sit in that rut, we sit in that place, you know, and we don't realize we can let go of things that have happened to us. So I quite like the way the three cards are, actually, because the circle, it's telling us it's not just the circle of life, it's a circle of everything, that we are one. We are one with our brothers and sisters. We are one with creation. We are one with Mother Earth. Then it said taming the wind. Taming the wind. So basically, sit back, wait, let the other person cleanse your space, cleanse your surrounding, cleanse yourself, and let the other person, if there's some disagreements or things that aren't coming about, you know what I mean? It's just just do that. And then the third one is talking about, you know, your soul retrieval. Go back and get rid of old wounds, get rid of things like that. They don't serve you, they really don't. So before really, I'm sorry, I became a yes person again, but I got caught before. Yes, that's right. So that's what it is. It's just letting go of old patterns. That's what it is. So I like how it's saying it. Circle, old patterns. Taming the wind, old patterns. And the soul retrieval, old patterns. How crazy is that? Because even though I've pulled out all three cards separately, they all interconnect with each other. So I'm really glad that this resonated with you guys today. And if there's anyone else, let me know. Send me some comments below, because I'd really like to know. But yeah, I really love these mystical shaman oracle cards. Like I said, you can either read them one way or the other. The message or the invitation or the medicine. So you can read one or the other. So I thank you guys for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. Make sure you join me at the same time, same place. And and I wish you guys all, no matter where you are in the world, an amazing morning, an amazing afternoon, an amazing evening, and may you all find your angel.